Welcome guys, this is Pidge, and this is update number 1 for the build. This is day 2 for me. I live in the UK, so day 1, starting so late on a Friday, it sort of translates into half a day, and then I played some yesterday. Today we've got on nice and early, putting in a full grind. Started mapping this morning, finished the campaign yesterday, so I want to give an update on what my build looked like at the end of the campaign. I'll run through that on screen now. Okay, and that is the campaign pretty much done. We've just got the Catawba section to finish at the very end, so seems like a good time to go through the build. It's been a really simple leveling process and campaign. It definitely got easier after about 28, when I switched from SRS over to zombies full time and using the skeletons to support those. And then I introduced the specters at around level 50, something like that, and at the moment my specters are just one linked. We'll go through my gems right now. This build is completely scuffed, but it's a really good example of how the build can perform even if you're wearing terrible gear. So let's look at that. So here we're at the end of Act 10. I'm just going to do some heists, and we are using a white wand, shield with some health, which is great, a blue helmet with the Minion gems, a blue 4-link chest piece with just life, blue gloves, a terrible belt with just a little bit of chaos resistance, no life, a 1-link pair of boots with no life but 20% movement speed, and two rings, 2 stone rings. With that one's got no life, and this one has got life. So that's it. I'm just using Quicksilver Flask. We're blasting through the campaign as best as possible, and I did pick up a Granite Flask as well. Links wise, as I say, completely scuffed. I've been freestyling it a little bit. I haven't really bothered to spec it out completely because it's just been plain sailing. So Skitterbots, Precision, Convocation, not even linked to anything. Skeletons with Phantasms, Infernal Legion, Melee Fizz, Zombies, Melee Splash, Maim Support, Minion Damage, Clarity, Ray Spectre, and Holy Flame Totem. So the Spectres are a 1-link. Here, Vitality, Summon Carrying Golem, Rocking Feeding Frenzy, and Flame Dash. Looking at the tree, I am level, let me just show that, I'm level 63, so looking at the tree, it's pretty much identical to the tree that was posted in my build guide. I actually followed my own build guide, which is weird, and yeah, so that's what the tree looks like. If you're wondering what my gems are, I picked up this from trade, so minions deal increased damage, and also an Assassin's Haste, which you get for free. I think Act 5 you get this as a reward. I put that on as well for a little bit more movement speed. And that is it. 2 Ascendancies, we've got Commander of Darkness and then Mindless Aggression. Next, once I finish Catawba, in fact just before I finish Catawba, I'll go do this one as well. So I'll probably be about level 65 when I finish the campaign. Okay, I hope you found that update useful. I'm not doing anything different to you guys. This is what was in the build guide. I have freestyled it a little bit in places, and in most places I just haven't bothered to upgrade because the build just doesn't need it. I will need it once I get into mapping, because if you look at my resists, 73, 47, 20. Once I kill Catawba, I'm really gonna have to focus on my gear. So yeah, I mean, that's still to come. I don't recommend doing it like this, but I've played Necro for quite a few leagues now. I'm quite familiar with how they play. So that's my build. We're about to head into maps. Let's see where we are in a day or two. Some notes from the campaign. At the end of Act 5 is really where I stepped back and took a look at what I was doing. I swapped out SRS for zombies when a 4-link dropped around level 28. And then I only use Flame Totem for Consecrated Ground, so not for damage. I took my first Ascendancy, and then from level 30 it just became really easy to play, and from level 40 it became extremely easy to play. So very smooth, bit of a slow start, but very smooth from level 30 onwards. We got through the campaign, absolutely no problems with this gear setup. As you can see, it's absolutely trash. And I was still using that up until very recently. I'm now into tier 3 mapping, and I'll show you what the build looks like. I've only just sorted out my reses. The previous map I was just running 29% cold res, max fire res, and -8 lightning resistance. And it was just time to step back and focus on my reses. It was just laziness, really. I wasn't dying, so I felt it didn't need to be done, but I was getting chunked a lot, so I just took some time to do that. So see here, very little life in my gear, unfortunately. I haven't had good drops, and I haven't really been focusing on it. If I was dying a lot, I haven't died in mapping yet. If I was dying a lot, then I would, you know, take a step back again and focus on upgrading my gear, but at the moment, don't feel like I need it, progressing just nicely. Here's a wand, crafted lightning resistance. You'll see all the crafts on here are focused around just capping out my reses. Helmet, it's not even a +1 helmet. Lightning resist on the shield. Decent life on that ring. Decent ring. Just a 4-link. And only 25% movement speed on the boots, which I actually had to buy off trade. I've been very unlucky with that. Okay, so that's the gear, and then the links: Vitality, Clarity, Convocation, Dread Banner, Generosity, Precision. Discipline's in there, but it's just leveling up. Summon Carrying Golems with Feeding Frenzy, Flame Dash. Here I'm using my Spectres with Brutality, Greater Volley, and Vicious Projectile support. This is because I've been testing out Syndicate Operatives, and I switched to them too early, I would say. I would say don't do this until later, sort of maybe tier 5, tier 6, once you've leveled up these gems. Slave Drivers will be better for you for early mapping, so stick with the build guide, use Wrath, use Slave Drivers, don't do this. Here we have the zombies on a 4-link with melee splash, minion damage, and impale. Not really noticing the 25% less maximum life, to be honest, at this point. I mean, the zombie gem is at level 18 with the ascendancy, because I've taken 3 ascendancies now. Level 18, so they seem to be surviving just fine. They did die in a ritual, I think in a tier 2 ritual. They all died. Not sure what damage that was, but they did. It's not a big deal to resummon them. We survived the encounter. And over here we have skeletons still with Phantasms, Infernal Legion, and Flesh and Stone. I will drop skeletons once my gems have leveled up on my Spectres. Just talking about investing your early currency, you know, your first few chaos. I always like to do this, so I invested in getting a 20% raised Spectre, and I invested in getting a 20% raised Zombie. That's really important. You're just spending time leveling up a 0 quality gem, whereas, you know, for 1 chaos, maybe 2 chaos, you can get yourself a 20% and start leveling that up, and that's just better planning for the future. That's what I like to do. Let's look at the skill tree. Pretty much exactly like the guide that I put out. I did take this longer route here at the very beginning. It's not optimal. I will swap it out and take this route. Three ascendancies done: Commander of Darkness, Mindless Aggression, and then Unnatural Strength. Over here I have started to path down now to Sovereignty, so I can push up the levels of my Precision, Clarity, and Vitality, which I did stop leveling at 10. And then at the end I started pathing over here to Melding, and I picked up this Dual Socket. I'm not running anything special. Assassin's Haste, which is a reward from, I think, Act 5, for a little bit of extra movement speed. I did get this drop for me, so a minions deal 50% increased damage, which just helps. And I got this one as well with more increased damage. So that's it. I am level 72 at this point, doing tier 3 maps. We'll run a map now and you'll see what it's looking like, what it's feeling like.
when I'm ready and not before.
As I say, this is day 2 for me. I did stream yesterday a little bit, but I don't generally like to stream the campaign. Just because I'm not particularly experienced with the campaign, I don't autopilot it. So I have lots of windows open, which is just sort of, you know, guiding me through, if you will, and you know, that's just what I like to do. Nothing particularly interesting happens in there either. I'm not a speedrunner. I'm not trying to set records. But this build, I do intend to be streaming it, I'd say Monday to Friday. I'm hoping to try and do it daily now. I'm going to be playing the game anyway. And, you know, if you want to come and see what's happening on a day-to-day basis, then jump into the stream, say hi. Apart from that, this YouTube video is being recorded separately because Twitch they don't allow me to use their footage or Twitch uploaded footage for 24 hours, and I wanted to get this out rather than waiting another day. You can see here that the zombies are doing the bulk of the damage when it comes to the bigger enemies, and the spectres are being used for clear. Slave drivers will do exactly the same as Syndicate operatives, so don't feel like I'm doing something over and above what I've recommended. I just wanted to test them out. We'll do the ritual here. Yeah, no problem at all. I am missing the movement speed though. So used to using the Quicksilver Flask over and over again. With the way that the charges are working now, I think that's the thing I'm missing the most. Be interested to know what you guys think of the new leak mechanic as well. Comment down below and let me know what you think about that. I didn't play Harvest, but I saw a lot of the Harvest footage, and it looks a lot like that, where you had to plant your like seed resonators down or whatever they were. I have barely interacted with it. I don't have much of an opinion. I've done maybe 6 or 7. I haven't looked at what the vendors are selling. I haven't looked what the currency does. My focus is to get through to red maps now as soon as possible, and then I'll start interacting with it more.
When I'm ready.
You see, once the zombies get on top of a boss, it's game over for him. Ritual, 2 more rituals left. I think the last one's going to be in the boss room. Currency-wise, I haven't dropped anything in the campaign, nothing to speak of. Sold a few items, which is generally my focus early game. I think I've got about 20 chaos at the moment, and that's, you know, after I've bought my early investments. Getting the crew reward drop in the campaign was really good. I was really pleased with that. There's not many better amulets that you could drop during the early campaign. I think I got it in Act 3. I mean, you saw my gear at the end of the campaign. It was so bad. I hadn't had any luck whatsoever. and that's no problem.
Too much clutter.
It's always my problem. Alright, we'll do this last ritual. This one could be a little bit rippy. I think we'll be fine though. I definitely recommend investing a little bit of time getting more life than what I have. But as you can see, we're really not struggling. I think this build at the moment would be fine up until about tier 6, tier 7 maybe. So I'm not pushing to upgrade, I'd rather save my money and get some higher level gear. Okay, there's the overview. I hope you enjoyed it. This will be a regular thing. I want to make it a build diary so you can see how the build's progressing. You can see any changes that I'm making on the fly and the direction that the build's going to go in. And if you want to see it live, jump over to Twitch like I said. If you enjoy the video, then give us a like. That'd be great. Alright, see you in the next one guys. Peace out.
When I'm ready and not before.